Yeah, baby, it's Friday. Time for week's end. I don't know. Once again, I'm doing something I don't know what I'm doing. How you going, Ryan?
Whoa. You sound excited.
I got to tell you, I am a little excited.
I got to turn down the headphones, man. I got to turn down the headphones, man. You're
getting crazy. Turn it down.
All right.
Turn it down, bro.
It is week's end. And you know what that is? It's not only week's end, but it's time for a birthday. Hello.
Yes, it was Adam Driver's birthday this week, and this is his character, Matt, the radar technician from Saturday Night Live. I made this image. By the way, fun fact, also my stepson's birthday. His name is also Matt, but it was the same day. But here's what I had fun making this picture. Do you see the stormtrooper in the back? If you look closely, he's got like birthday cake icons on his shoulder pads. That's because he's a cake trooper. And if you look even closer, the dude sitting next to Matt is holding the lighter that lit the candle of the cupcake that Matt is attempting to force float.
It's that kind of attention to detail. That's just awesome.
I don't mess around. Yeah, man, I had fun making this. This was. I mean, I know he'll never see it, but it was a ton of fun to make. And graphic design is my passion.
Right. You truly have missed your calling. Well, this week on The Mandalorian, of course, we had fan favorite Katie Sackhoff joined the cast. Well, she really didn't join the cast. She already was the character, right? She's already the character of Bo-Katan, but she's playing it in live action, whereas she voiced this character in both the Clone Wars animated series and the recent series Rebels as well. So I guess that's why Starfleet folks are feeling a little left out.
We get jealous. We get jealous easy.
So say we all. And if you check out her Instagram, she's been sharing all this amazing fan art of people that have been sending of her on the show that are all excited.
What's the headset? Is it a communications thing? Like, do you know what that thing is? It's got the lights on it, or does it just work with the helmet?
I fell out of the series and didn't even finish Clone Wars. I'm not a good fan. I'm not a good nerd fanboy. So right around the time,
disappointment.
I gotta get caught up. I don't know. You know what? I'm changing headphones because I'm getting some weird noises. Hang on.
Okay. All right. Well, Ryan's changing his headset. Of course, he's assuming the problem is his headset, but it could be me. What if the problem's me? What if the problem was always me?
It could be you. How do I sound now?
Great. You always sound good.
Okay, good. Well, these are my.
How do I sound?
You sound like you're blowing out. Like your sound is like way turned up. Maybe did you? That's okay.
I know what the problem is. I'll be back.
Okay, folks. So the folks that are watching, why aren't you leaving comments? What are you watching this week? How many of you watched The Mandalorian? How many of you watched Katie Sackhoff as Starbuck back in Battlestar Galactica? Because I'll tell you, the reason I'm so excited about her being on the show is that I've been following Katie ever since, I was a big fan of hers on Battlestar Galactica. I've been watching her on other series as well, like Longmire and others. And there's a series on Netflix called Another Life. And part of what she does right now on her Instagram story is she will basically talk for like 20 or 30 minutes as she's driving in her morning commute every day to set while they're wrapping Another Life for Netflix. So that's another space adventure series.
Still can't hear me?
You don't sound like you're coming through that mic.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Why don't you just try it with no headset? Let's get crazy.
Well, now.
You think that will work? Oh, yeah, there we go.
Oh.
There we go. Nice.
There we go.
All right.
Yeah, so I figured out the problem. When this set dies, when my Astro Gaming headset dies, for some reason this makes the volume way up. So my fellow weeksenders, I apologize for my technical errors.
That's all right. You know what? This is how we are learning about this wonderful thing we call video chat every day of the week.
That's right. We are. This is a great experiment.
and this whole show is an experiment at the end of the day. But I was just telling everybody that like Katie does this awesome thing on. She's driving to set, and it's like early in the morning. You can barely see her. She's got her big nerd glasses on, driving to work, and she puts out her thoughts on Instagram stories every morning. And she also has a YouTube series now where she just does random stuff, I think just to entertain herself. Like she tested out, you would appreciate this, Graham. Last week after Halloween was over, she filmed a segment where she tested a whole series of chocolate bars from Canada and compared them to American chocolate bars to see which are the best. So go check that out on Katie's YouTube.
No kidding.
Yeah, really cool. Because she's filming a lot of the stuff that they're filming. I mean, they film a lot of Battlestar Galactica in Canada. She's currently wrapping up filming on Another Life for Netflix. And then I don't know where they did Mandalorian, but yeah. So back to your original question.
What is Sackhoff fan?
What is this headband thing? Now you've got me curious. I don't know.
I want to know what it is.
Yeah,
my theory is that it's like a magnet system or something that connects to the helmet she wears so it stays in place and manages communications or something like that.
Well, here in this shot on this meme here, I noticed that it's lit up. It's also it's apparent in this is the same design as her character from the animated series, so it looks same armor, same equipment, same everything. The reason we wanted to bring up this IGN article though is this is a guide to all of the episodes that if you want to be, if you want to catch up and you want to go back and see how this story arc came to be with her and the other Mandalorians who are basically they're looking for a way to bring a new leader to power on their planet, which was just ravaged and basically decimated by the Empire during the Clone Wars. So this is a guide on all of her episodes, all of the Mandalorian associated episodes in those two animated series.
Wow, cool.
All right, so let's switch it up. I wanted to also, this is a Mandalorian story too, but you'll like this, Graham. Did you see this? This is a video.
I did. So I thought this was really cool. I did pick up on this, but I didn't realize until after that Bryce Dallas Howard was the director. I just thought it was sort of a tribute to Apollo, or I thought it was more something like that. It wasn't until the end that I realized she was the director that I was like, whoa. And so I thought that linkage was really, really cool. So yeah, I thought this was great. I was really impressed with this.
Yeah. Well, I was picking up on it. It was very when the instrument panel and everything started dripping condensation, and it was not a very Star Wars like scene, if you know what I mean. Because usually Star Wars technology is not all that technical. It's more of a fantasy type, genre, if you will.
Yeah.
The way they present all the technology, it's just a lot of it is just window dressing, and you've got laser swords, and that's it, right? But this was like we've never even. I can't recall another case of there being an issue in the whole Star Wars sort of storylines when they've ever even focused on re-entry into a planet. It's always just magically just happens.
I'd have to think about that. It's normally like the way they normally show it, unless I'm missing something, is just like there is no re-entry. You just kind of fly into the planet. There's and so I always attributed it to some sort of shielding system that prevented that somehow. I mean, I thought there was some sort of, Star Wars technical answer for that. And that the reason that didn't happen this time was because the Razor Crest was damaged. So it didn't have that
and
shielding.
That's true. I mean, that's honestly why
I can't think of one. You're right. Now that you're right.
So, because there are a lot of like physical limitations to, and challenges, boundaries. He's basically had to rebuild this ship 3 times already during the course of just
I know
however long this little adventure has taken for him. So yeah. Let's talk. Well, speaking of Star Trek fans, you brought a very interesting video to our attention.
God. So this is wild. I came across this on the Twitters. I am not going to joke, Weekenders. I thought this was fake. It is not fake. This is totally bonkers like Star Trek thing that Snoop Dogg made. You can actually pay to view this. Like there he is, and it's completely off the rails insane. But here's the wild part. There's an enormous amount of very, very, very famous people who are in this. So I don't
Hello.
doubt that it's a ton of fun and that it's you know,
Well, there's a space shuttle, and then there's like some maquette puppets. which,
yeah. Oh,
you know-
oh yeah. No. It's a mess the whole time. It's this weird, and there's like people from Star Trek all in it. Like those. Look at there's Tim Rutt. I mean, these
what,
are all
they have
people from Star
vacuum
Trek.
cleaners inexplicably. Like, what are they cleaning
Yes.
space? What are they?
It's almost like they all got together for a weekend when they were all just like going crazy and
I
made
think
this
these
at
guys-
Snoop
I
Dogg's
think-
house.
Super, super high. That's my prediction here.
So that's my prediction as well. And so I definitely want to see this. And
But you've got
It
Tuvok.
just
I
looks
just saw
insane.
Tuvok in there, which
Puppet Punt.
I want to tell you that I was watching the latest. I think I'm behind on Discovery, but they just arrived somewhere where they saw the USS Voyager, and it was like weird. Okay, anyway, but this is insane. This is bonkers weird.
Yeah, they're in like some.
But
future...
you've got a couple of people from, I don't know, like 2 or 3 people from Voyager, some from the
No, there's
original
like a whole
series.
bunch of people from all the Star Treks are in
And
this.
Michael Madsen, because
Yes,
he had nothing better to do, I guess. I mean, Olivia
it's
D'Alessio.
wild.
Oh my gosh, this is insane. All
Yeah,
right,
and
I probably.
So
think-
anyway, so check this out.
you know what? I think this might need to be like a week's Enders like watch party event or something.
Hey, actually, Ryan, that's not a bad idea.
All right. Well, I wanted to talk about a little bit. This is a little personal story. So I had to go into the office this week, which was really bizarre. So the office is still empty. I had to go through like
So jealous.
30 lines of approvals and forms and health screenings and all kinds of things to get permission to go in. But we were doing a video shoot, and I was helping the agency sort of do what they need to do. So I was the gopher, I was the best boy, the grip. I held a microphone at one point, so I guess that makes me an audio engineer.
Ryan, I only
right?
have one qualifying question to really see if you did your job right. Did you or did you not have any gaffer tape slung from your belt using a zip tie? That's the I need to know if you had that or not.
Without a doubt. I mean, this is.
See, then
This
you
is
know
a-
what you're doing. Then you did your
This was a
job.
professional shoot. But the main thing was, what I figured out is I got there really early in the morning because I had to do like my regular job in addition to helping these things happen over Tuesday and Wednesday. What I figured out is I have no food. I couldn't go out to lunch. So I had to go around and scavenge for sustenance in the office space, which hadn't been touched. It was like the office that time forgot. Like, everything was kind of like frozen in place. People had like crusty, mugs and bottles and everything strung all out. So here we go. Look at this.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right. I was playing my violin for your
I know.
sob story.
It was fun stuff. Not a sob story. It was fun. Honestly, fun to get out of the house, even under these circumstances, right?
If anybody's got the sob story, it's me. And I'll tell you why.
all
Because
right,
I'm about to bust into my
Tell
rant
us
of the
why.
week here.
here we go.
Because
Here
I
we
am
go.
sick and tired of this damn pandemic and the quarantine and being stuck in the home. Well, not the home. I'm not quite that old yet, but my home. And I'm just sick of it. I don't know about all of you, but I'm sick of it. And I know the vaccine won't be generally available till next year. I know we got another year of this to go. And I'm sick of it. Somebody posted earlier today. Do you remember that when the celebrities all got together and they sung the song Imagine, and Gail Gadot or whatever it is, Wonder Woman there, started off the song? Do you
Sure.
realize that the first thing she said before she started singing was, "Oh my God, here we are, day 6 of quarantine, day 6." So I don't even remember day 6. It's like that scene in Platoon when they're cleaning out the toilets, and he's like, "Man, I don't even remember day 6. You got to count backwards, man, and be like day 340 or I've got that all screwed up." But you know what I'm talking about, and I'm sick of it. I don't want to deal with this anymore. I just want to go back to the office. I just want to have fun. I just want to travel. Ryan, I'm done. That's it. That's my.
I don't remember day 6 like after the election even.
Dude, I know. It's just crazy.
Like that's how it is at this point. All right. Well, I got something for you. This is a very. I think you have. We've talked about being part of the most wonderful generation, Gen Z.
Mm-hmm.
Not Gen Z. Why did I say that? We're Gen Xers.
Yes, dude.
We are part of the 80s generation. What do they used to call us? The latchkey. Or we were the kids that were taking care of ourselves because both of our parents were working.
Well, latchkey kids, that's right. You got it.
Yeah. Latchkey. So I was very entertained by this comment because it goes to the core of how during that era, it was kind of like the explosion, if you will, of video games at home. That's where Nintendo, all the retro gaming stuff that we've been talking about. Is really from our childhood, and for the most part. And I love this comment. Fox News and Facebook have done to our parents what they said video games would do to us, which is essentially rot our brain and remove our ability to have critical thinking. And this summarizes, everything this year.
It's funny that they said video games because what they should have said was Fox News and Facebook did to our parents what they said video games and rock music would do to us.
Well, okay, I'll grant. Yeah,
remember the whole thing with rock music.
Well,
which one was Tipper Gore all fired up on? Was it video games or rock music?
Remember that you had hearings over rap music? Let's add rap music into that. Come on. Yeah. I love that one. So, Gen X. I think we got this, right? We're the adults in the room. That's the way I feel about it. I think we have something else from the Microsoft Windows era here.
So this cracked me up. Do you remember? Actually, I don't know if you heard about it. So there's a region in Egypt called Saqqara, and there's some tombs there that they've recently discovered, and man, it's amazing. They just keep pulling out mummy after mummy after mummy and finding all of these incredible treasures. To me, when I saw this shared on Twitter, this was like the American version of finding mummies at Saqqara. Somebody found Clippy in a bag. And so I just thought that that's what this was like. And dude, if I want that. I want that right there. Like that to me, well, not there, but maybe there. I just thought that this was hilarious. That first of all, what was this for? Who made it? And I just thought this was, I don't know, man. I just thought it was really funny.
It is. I don't know. On a sad note, everyone should know about Arecibo.
Ryan has no respect for Clippy. Fine, whatever.
Two films come to mind here. There was a
Contact.
A movie that I can't even remember the name of it, but I think it had Charlie Sheen, and there were some aliens and something. I'll look it up. There was also, I think, a wonderful James Bond fight scene with Pierce Brosnan and what was the guy where it was like the 00 agent was really a Russian mole, and
Are you talking about The Arrival?
I know. Yes, The Arrival. That's it.
Yeah, The Arrival.
Yeah. That was fun times because it was kind of quirky. It wasn't like a blockbuster hit, I don't think, but it was big enough that it was like kind of a cool movie. But then wasn't it Goldeneye, right? That ended up here.
Goldeneye, I think so.
Well, it was Sean Bean, right? Sean Bean versus Pierce Brosnan, the showdown. Pretty sure. Hold me to it.
Yeah, it was used as a filming location in Goldeneye. Yep.
There we go.
And Species in 1995 and
Contact
in
1997. They already
Contact is the one I thought of.
Well, Contact, yeah. So there's been a lot of major films that, but that's not the reason you should know about this. This is was part of the Radio Telescope network. that we would use to search for extraterrestrial life or just interesting sounds from way out there, right? But it looks like it's going to be demolished. And do you know any more about
And
that
they would
story?
transmit as well, don't forget.
Oh,
So,
right, okay.
yeah, so don't forget that in, let's see, the November the 16th, 1974, Drake and Carl Sagan and the telescope staff sent a message out in the direction of the globular star cluster M13. And if you follow me on Twitter, you can. I shared that tweet from Massimo. So really interesting stuff out there to take a look at. But this one, they actually used it to send a message. So really cool stuff out there to see.
Word. All right. Clippy. I'm coming back to you, Clippy. I haven't forgotten you.
No,
Clippy.
you're not. You
All
have
right.
no respect for Clippy.
All right.
You keep
Sorry,
moving.
man.
You're full of
Sorry.
crap.
All right. I reserved
doesn't
what I
believe you.
I think is the coolest story for last. This is our last story of the day, folks.
Okay.
So this guy,
This
Todd Vaziri, put out this really, really deep Twitter thread a few days ago on the 15th. But it started out as just, talking about this one scene in Terminator 2 and just breaking down all of the sort of layers, the components, the way they did all of the miniature work, the screen work, the rotoscoping, everything that went into this scene. If you just scroll through, there's like a dozen different tweets talking about it. It is simply amazing, folks. They don't make films like this anymore. This is just incredible.
So they really don't, Ryan. I actually watched the film again the other night, and I almost wish that somebody would start a film video where they use these techniques. I understand that these were labor intensive and very difficult and expensive and took a lot more time than movies take. I truly understand that. But there was something really special about that. So I almost wish people would go back and make movies that's like that. Like one of the ideas that I had that would be really cool is imagine a show on Netflix where famous directors use equipment from the era to go back and make music videos from like the 80s and 90s, right? So we don't have to make full-length feature films, but you pick a song like, I don't know, whatever. Like the one I was thinking the other day was like Take the Long Way Home or something by Supertramp. I forget what it was I was listening to, 70s, 80s, 90s kind of stuff. And not that that's 90s, but you follow me. And how cool it would be to get these directors to use era appropriate techniques and technologies to make these videos and make them all tell stories and be like movies. I don't know, man. That's something I would watch. I would
Heck yeah. Something I would watch too.
dig.
I also want to see if someone were to take the concept of Gremlin, like I would like to see a mashup. Like somebody was commenting, like if you look over my shoulder, I've got 3 Baby Yodas now. I'm gonna have a 4th for next week's show. Spoiler alert. What if somebody was making the analogy of like, what did I feed them after midnight? Did I get them wet? I would love to see bring back some of those movies like Gremlins or Terminator or any of these that have those wonderful, real effects and mash it up. What would
I know see that too.
what would the continuation of taking those are really solid story writing too, right? The narrative.
I mean, I would love to
from
see that
Gremlins,
stuff.
like that is it's not just the effects, it's not just the acting. And in fact, a lot of times really the acting got in the way, but the stories were endearing. They were really interesting. It's something you haven't seen before. What's modern storytelling going to look like right now? Because it feels like they rely too much on effects.
Yeah, I agree.
Or what I mean is the fake digital effects, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
Weeks in, folks.
Cool, man. Yeah.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thanks. No lightning round this week. No phone call from Gary. No music playing. We're going to try to up our game next week. But you know what, folks? Thanksgiving is coming up. Do me a favor. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Don't do anything. Just remember that spending Thanksgiving, isolated this year is a down payment on being with everybody next year. So everybody, please just take it easy, stay safe.
Here's a challenge. Here's a challenge.
Next week. We can do a show. We can
call some people. Yeah, if I agree with you, call some people that you haven't spoken to or that you wouldn't see anyway. Actually make a special effort You can
I
still
love
do
that.
that with
I love
that smartphone you got in your pocket. You know what I mean? So just take a moment. And I got gratitude for you, buddy. Thanks for doing this show with me. I appreciate you being my partner in this.
Likewise.
Appreciate all you out there watching, and we'll see you next time on Weeks In.
As you were.